Hi, Mark Cram for SpicingUpYourLife.com. Well, it's time to take a look at our garden again. It's June 8th, and it's been a few days since we've had a look, so let's see what's happening with the garden. Well, we can see that our basil is doing quite well here, and our pink-eyed purple-hulled peas that we planted are starting to develop rather nicely. You can see that the lettuce is now gone, and we have put in another row of pink-eyed purple-hulled peas. And then over here we have our peppers. And of course the kung paos, again, developing very, very well. Our one yellow hot pepper back in the back, again, doing very, very well. Most of the garden, we had some wonderful rain over the weekend. Friday it rained all day long. So the garden is quite lush, and again, we're very happy and pleased with how things are developing in the garden. Again, the one pepper that seems to be the problem pepper here would be the cayenne, which I've got one way in the back there that's just very, very slow to get started here. The Anaheims and the serrano peppers here, again, look like they're doing fairly well and starting to set some peppers on them. Of course, the squash and cucumbers, as you can see, have I think are going to get out of hand here very quickly. So we're going to just have to see what we can do with those, because they're starting to blend in with the tomato plants here. And again, I'm not sure how we're going to pick those tomatoes on the left side of the garden here. Tomatoes, again, developing extremely well. We can see that we've got some really nice looking tomatoes coming on. Some more deep inside the garden there that you can see. And again, doing very, very well. As we move on to the beans, we've got some beans setting in here. You can see the beans on the plant there. So we'll certainly have some beans, hopefully maybe by the end of the week. And again, we've got cilantro that's starting to go to seed in the back here. We're going to need to pick some of that. The dill and the cinnamon basil, again, developing fairly well. Moving on past over to the right side of our garden, again, we can see that we still have a few blooms on the sage plant, and the Texas tarragon has really, those yellow flowers are come along very, very nicely. And of course our French tarragon in the back here, again, doing very, very well. Our feverfew is shot up, and again, we should see some blooms on that in not too distant future. And you can see that the Hawaiian hibiscus and the bee balm, again, bee balm probably a week or so away from blooming. So let's take a look at Sandy's garden, and we'll see what's happening over there. Well, as we start over here, we'll see that the wild hibiscus, again, doing very, very well. Our Queen Anne's lace bloomed this week, and we're starting to see more and more blooms on that plant. Again, the sunflowers starting to really take off with that rain. The most impressive, however, would be our hollyhock, which has really taken off, and again, just a beautiful, beautiful plant in the back of our garden here. As we take a look down the row of our back end, again, things are doing fairly well. We're probably going to need to trim some of the heads off of our flowers back here. We do want to take a look at one other plant that's back here in this part of the garden, which has managed to come up every year, and it's our dahlia. Now, this is the first year we've had more than one spike come up on this dahlia plant, but again, we're looking forward to see the blossoms on this plant as well. So again, the front, we've coming along, developing and filling in very nicely. This is it's just a nice, pleasant garden, and of course we're enjoying our backyard immensely. And our deer fence has worked extremely well, keeping the deer out of our gardens, both of our gardens, and again, very pleased about that. Well, we hope you enjoy these updates. As the weeks go by, you can see what's happening in our garden, and we enjoy sharing them with you. We look forward to seeing you again next week. And for SpicingUpYourLife.com, this is Mark Cram.